Aubrey. Happy Valentine's Day. We're recording this on Valentine's Day.
I know, right? That was probably a couple weeks ago for you guys, but for us,
Yep.
it's Valentine's. Happy Valentine's Day to you, Jessica.
Well, also, most countries have if they do have Valentine's Day, it's a different date. Like every
Mm.
country has their own date, I think. So
So maybe it is
today,
Valentine's Day for you
yes,
guys. If
that
so,
would be
happy
cool.
Valentine's.
And you know what we love more than anything else? Writing. And so that's why we're talking about writing today
It is
on
related.
IELTS
There is a
Energy.
segue here. My husband wrote me the sweetest little note, like a
Oh.
Valentine's Day note. I did nothing for him, so now I have all kinds of guilt. But isn't that sweet? He got me flowers and wrote like a card, said, "You are my everything." Oh, that's so
Oh my
sweet.
gosh, that's
I
so
know.
sweet.
So now I'm going to do some writing because I gotta write him a note.
You know, that is so special. That's more special than just getting an object or a thing. Like if someone actually puts effort into writing something for you,
Oh, I
it is
agree.
personalized for you. They spent time on this. It's much more of a vulnerable present, because it's kind of risky in some ways because you think,
You're putting
oh, they
yourself
might
out there.
not like it, what I
Mm.
wrote.
Yeah, you have to put more feeling, more thought into it. It's definitely a grander gesture than just buying something, for sure.
And that message carries through that you have to put a lot of thought into your writing task one as well. And we're going to talk about something that will definitely increase your writing task one score today. And it is something that most students do not think about, right? Is there a topic sentence for task one? So this is based on an excellent student question. Let's read that question first, Aubrey.
All right, so the student said, "Hey, what's up? I
What's
have
up?
a question related to writing task one. How can we write a topic sentence in body paragraphs of academic writing task one? I'd be grateful if you made a video on this topic. I have a 7 on writing. I know how to do it in task two, but I've never written it in task one. So thanks a ton for this advice." I love that this student has realized and thought about how this is different for task two and task one. And it
Yeah.
is sort of easier to wrap your mind around what this is going to look like in body paragraphs for task two. But it will kind of, when it comes to task one, it's a very different animal.
Well, it's a known structure of task two, the
Hmm.
classic 4 paragraph essay. When we learn how to write a body paragraph, there's always a topic sentence. So, just to remind you guys what that is, I mean, what are we talking about here when we say topic sentence? What does that mean?
Yeah, it's a sentence that introduces what is going to be in that body paragraph, right?
Mhm.
You should always start it with a high level linking phrase. That's going to really boost your scores. But you need that sentence at the beginning of the paragraph really to help with this roadmap the examiner's reading so they know what is this paragraph going to be about.
Exactly. So remember that your cohesion coherence score is all about logic and organization, right? So your ideas have to make sense. First of all, they have to be logical. But this organization aspect means that the reader or the examiner can read your essay from start to finish and know exactly what's happening, where they are, what to expect, what they're going to see, right? So it is a map. That's why our templates are so important because you need certain parts of the map in order for the reader to know where you're going and what's happening. So we are familiar with this idea of a topic sentence introducing the main idea of a body paragraph. We know that. Now, what does that mean for task one? So we do have to do this to some extent. And we're going to talk about exactly what that looks like in task one. But before you can even think about writing a topic sentence, first you need to organize the information on the graph. So, Aubrey, what do we teach students in Three Keys IELTS about organizing the information?
Yeah, so whatever your charts or graphs look like, you want to divide the information into two groups. And that's going to work a little differently depending on if you have 3 pie charts or a bar graph with 2 lines, right? It might take you a second to figure out what makes the most sense as far as dividing this into 2 groups. And the reason you need 2 groups is it needs to be very clear and make sense what information goes in that first paragraph after your introduction. And in the second paragraph, it has to be very clear to the examiner, very well organized, and it's going to save you a lot of time if it's very clear to you what goes where, so that now I'm worrying about, okay, what are the most important numbers to share here?
Exactly. So you should have everything organized before you start writing. And that's true for both task one and task two, right? Because task two, you brainstorm, and that's where you come up with all of your main ideas and examples and details that you're going to put in your essay. So remember, everything should be organized. You should have all of your ideas ready before you even start writing. Okay. That's so necessary. Um, so, like Aubrey said, we need to organize all these numbers we see into two groups because in task one, guys, you should only have three paragraphs, an introduction paragraph and two body paragraphs. All right. So, we need two groups of numbers. So, if it's like, there's a bunch of numbers, if there's a bunch of lines, and then underneath you see like males and females or whatever. So, you know, oh, look, there's two groups. I'm going to draw the line between males and females, and then all of the most important numbers for males in paragraph two, all of the most important numbers for females in paragraph three. Make it simple. That's the most important thing. The
Mhm.
simplest way to organize these two groups, the highest, the lowest, whatever. That's how you organize it.
Exactly, right? If there are several different groups of information, it seems a little too complicated. Like you said, highest, lowest, right? Most popular, least popular, simplify.
Okay, so now for the most important part of today's episode, I would say the examples. So, examples can really make all of this information more clear, right? So, let's see what a topic sentence looks like in task one. Aubrey, is it like a whole sentence like it is in task two?
No, it's going to work a little more differently, right? These essays are quite a bit shorter. You
Yeah.
don't want to spend as much time. So it won't be a whole sentence, but it will have a topic phrase, usually like a high level linking phrase to introduce the most important number. So, for example, as to the important trends reflected in the numbers for males, they spent the largest proportion of their budget on gardening supplies. So you see how just the beginning of this sentence is your topic sentence, is introducing that you are sharing the important trends reflected for males.
So let's break this down into three parts, right? This first sentence of body paragraph 2, this imaginary essay we're writing, comparing male and female spending habits, I suppose. Could totally be an IELTS question. Um, so the first thing is a transition phrase, right? As to. Okay, so we're introducing, we're transitioning, we're giving a direction to the reader, we're pointing to this information as to. Now, this is the topic sentence part, the main idea of this whole paragraph, right? Trends for males. That's what it is. So we're saying as to the man numbers, right? That's what we're saying. Very simple, very clear, very organized. And then, comma. And then we go ahead and introduce the most important number, right? They spent the largest proportion of their budget on gardening supplies. I don't know where I came up with this example, but um, so we have three parts there, right? Remember, guys, transition phrase, topic of the paragraph, male numbers, whatever the group is, and then introduce the most important number, the highest number, whatever that is. Okay. Now, in this imaginary essay, in the third paragraph, we're going to talk about females. Okay. Aubrey, how could we form that sentence?
Yeah, so again, you need to learn a linking phrase. This time
A
we'll use
lurking
a
phrase.
linking phrase. I've had a
That's so
cold
fun
and
to
it's still
say.
affecting. I know it's affecting. I'm sure you guys can hear it. Sorry. But maybe it just makes my register a little deeper and we like it, maybe.
Ooh, it's a sexy Valentine's
Yes,
Day voice.
right. So the linking phrase turning to, we could say turning to the data for females, comma, and then we share the most important number there. The most massive amount of money was spent on gym memberships. It's possible.
I I think when I was making these sentences, I always like the idea of the subterfuge of gender norms, you know? So it's like, oh,
Totally.
men spend all their money on gardening and ladies spent
Women
all
will
their
spend it on
money
the
on the
gym.
gym.
Let's flip the norm here. Why
Exactly.
not? It's an example. We can do what we want.
I'm all about it, you know? So again, guys, just to highlight the important bits, as Aubrey just said, right, turning to, we have the linking phrase, data for females. That's the topic sentence part. And then the most important number, we always give the most important number first. So in this case, it's the highest, right? The most massive amount of money was spent on gym membership. So guys, when you're writing your task one essays, remember that the first sentence of your body paragraphs very important for your cohesion coherence scores. All right. So again, just to summarize, Aubrey, how do we view this cohesion coherence score? Like, what are we trying to do to get a high score in that category?
Yeah, look at that word cohesion. You want it to be cohesive for the examiner. Your transition linking phrases are a map for the reader, for the examiner. If you have one at the beginning of these body paragraphs, the examiner knows exactly what that paragraph is going to be about. It's very cohesive. It just makes sense. Every sentence builds on each other and is cohesive. Like there's just no other word for it, right? And when that happens, the examiner can give you a much higher score. Whereas if there are sentences that are unexpected, that aren't really fitting with what they would expect to come next, or there's no linking phrase introducing the paragraph, that's when that score will go down.
Exactly, exactly. So remember, guys, that these are amazing little tidbits of how to increase your score. For the complete tidbit system, check out
Nice.
Three Keys IELTS, guys. allearsenglish.com/KEYS. Everything you need to know for test day. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys we are making some very exciting updates very soon to this course. So get in now. allearsenglish.com/KEYS. All right, sweet. Happy Valentine's Day, Aubrey. I love working with you.
I love working with you. Happy Valentine's Day, Jess, and happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. We love doing this podcast for you. So thanks for joining in every week.
I did a fake wave. I don't know if you noticed that
I
because I
didn't
thought you were done talking. I was like, blah, blah, blah,
like
boop.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, nope, she's still talking. Retract the
Hey,
hand.
yo.
Definitely, guys have to go to YouTube and check out this video to catch all of that madness.
Because we all do embarrassing things sometimes.
Love it.
All right. Cool. Aubrey, I'll see you tomorrow.
Awesome. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.